Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
I want to welcome everybody to Travis Pointe Country Club. I'm Bruce Bonnet. I'll be the Public Relations Director for the tournament. All I'm going to do today is introduce Kelly Schultz from the LPGA. She is going to moderate everything. And what's interesting about Kelly is from Brighton, Michigan. Her parents are still living in Brighton, so it's a hometown event for her. And for many of you who know, I've been with the athletic department in Michigan for 35 years. Kelly's a Spartan. So next week we're going to have a little bit of fun. So anyways, without further ado, Kelly Schultz. Come on up, Kelly.
Just so everyone knows, my dad is a Wolverine, so we have a split household, so making everyone happy. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's really a great pleasure for all of us to be with you here today at beautiful Travis Pointe Country Club. I'd like to introduce the three gentlemen who are joining me here today. First up, Commissioner of the LPGA, Whan. Keith Carbo, who will be our tournament director. And Don Shin, Volvik USA President. Before we get started with the official program, I would like to welcome a few very special guests that we have here in attendance today. First off, a few leaders from the National Network of Depression Centers who are going to be really kind of a big part of our community awareness in this. Dr. Don Graydon, the founding chair of the NNDC here at U of M. Pat Reinveld, the executive director of the NNDC. Kathleen Stevens, the marketing director of the NNDC. I want to introduce someone who's not sitting up here but has been such a critical part of having this tournament come together, Ashley Crane, who will be serving as our tournament chairperson. And last but not least, I would like to introduce someone who's a former LPGA Tour player who's here in the crowd and brought her high school team, the Saline High School girl golf team, Debbie Williams-Hope. And just to let everyone know, they're competing in regionals tomorrow. They are ranked 7th in the state. Good luck, girls. Well, it's an exciting day here, not just for me personally, as I'm from the area, but for the LPGA as a whole. We did announce this morning a brand new event that will be taking place right here at Travis Pointe Country Club in Ann Arbor. It's going to be taking place Memorial Day weekend, May 26th through the 29th, 2016. So how excited are we to be here in Ann Arbor? I'd like to welcome the Commissioner of the LPGA, who I don't think could be more excited to be here today, Whan.
Well, thank you all for making this a special day for us. We look forward to making it a special week for you in the not too distant future. I said to Kelly when I called from the airport, you can tell how good a tournament's going to be by member turnout, and that's the truth. We announced a new tournament in Des Moines, Iowa last year, and I went to the announcement like this, and there were 760 people in the room, and they have 212 members, and I said, we're going to be just fine here. And I would tell you that I didn't have this expectation. Obviously, we didn't, based on the number of chairs we put in the room, that we didn't have this expectation. So at some point, Goldfinger, during the day, turn the camera around and let's capture some of these folks. But the scariest part for Kelly is when she says, I'm going to have you talk at a press conference. Just talk for a couple minutes, no notes, which means get comfortable if you're standing. But when it comes to tournaments, and I've been doing this for 6 years, and we've added 10 events in North America and 4 more overseas. And all tournaments have something in common. They've got to have a visionary. They've got to have somebody who was driving to work one day and said, you know, if the LPGA could come here, we could embrace that. And for our luck, that's Keith Carbo, who's from Ann Arbor and called us. I always say to my team, don't wait for the incoming call. We got to call people. But Keith proved me wrong. He called us and said, I got an idea. Would you be interested? And then it takes a hero. And at the end of the day, you can have the vision, but you need somebody to say, I got you. We're going to do this. And in our case, that was Ashley and Casey Crane, who got behind Keith and said, if you build it, we will come. Sorry for the 2 Iowa references in the beginning. We're not going to talk about where I went to school, different state we don't talk about here. But Ashley and Casey said to Keith, if you bring this, we got you. And then Ashley and Casey came to me and said, what's the first step? And I said, you need the first in. You need the first in supporter. The first person who says, I'll put my money where your mouth is. And I introduced them to Don Shin from Volvik. Because Don Shin's been the first in on the LPGA on a lot of fronts. These players can tell you, and quite frankly, players all around the LPGA can tell you, to make it to the LPGA, generally you go to the Symetra Tour, our development tour. And the top 10 players from the Symetra Tour graduate, if you will, and make it to the LPGA. When you play on the Symetra Tour, the official ball is Volvik. When you play on the Symetra Tour, the second event in the year you'll play in is the Volvik Championship. And all year long, in every player meeting and in every player dining session, all you'll hear them talk about is the Volvik race to the card. Because the reason they're playing Symetra isn't really because they love Symetra Tour, right, ladies? They're playing Symetra because they got to get the race to the card. And next Sunday, we're going to give 10 more cards away. And they've been playing since February to get to the Volvik race to the card. So if you're a Symetra Tour player dreaming to make it to the LPGA, Volvik is already your hero. And what's really cool, and I had Julia Molinaro with me this morning on Golf Channel, who's the #1 player right now on Symetra, and she's locked up her card. And she made a comment to me in the hallway, which probably she should have said on TV. She said, Volvik's been with me my whole journey. It's really cool, and you should know this, Don, that they're going to be with me when I complete the journey next year as an LPGA player, teeing it up in Ann Arbor. So we're lucky. We've got those 3 ingredients here, and that's what's going to make this tournament special. A lot of people have asked me in just the 4 or 5 interviews we've done before this meeting, what should we expect? I mean, you've either seen the LPGA on TV, you haven't, shame on you, or worse yet, you watched the TV 25 years ago and you want to tell me your stereotypes of 1997. Trust me when I say we're a different tour than you might have remembered. So what should you expect? And I would say the answer is one word, Olympics. Now I'm not saying we're going to bring, the 5 rings, but we're going to be a lot like your Olympic experiences. And what I mean by that is, the LPGA is the tour in women's golf. I'm not saying that because I'm the commissioner. I would say that because I'm the commissioner. I'm saying that because it's true. The best in the world in women's golf aspire to get to one place, and this is the place. They do that at the prime of their playing career. If you think about the Olympics, you take young athletes at the absolute best of their career, and you pit them together to find out who's the best in the world. That's what the LPGA does week in and week out. The cool thing that the Olympics does is they do it with an incredible hometown event, and then they let the world watch. And I'll be honest with you, we've been stealing that formula for 6 years. We're going to put on a world-class hometown event in Ann Arbor, and 165 countries are going to eavesdrop on you. So this might feel like Ann Arbor, and you might feel all the pride of Travis Pointe, and there'll be players standing in your house. And trust me, as your members in the room, they're going to be players standing in your house. You don't know that yet. But clean the guest room. We're coming. Because we're not the kind of tour that shows up and stays in the Marriott marquee, and then we have a police escort down, and please don't talk to the players, please don't touch the players, and heaven forbid you should reach across the yellow robe. That's not us. That's not our tour. We're going to be part of your community. I'm pretty sure when we land in Ann Arbor next May, I'll be the only guy waiting for a rental car. There's going to be pickup trucks and SUVs, probably American-made, picking them up all over the place. And you'll be talking about picnics and block parties and who's going to have the cookout on Thursday. I don't usually get invited to those, and that would really be nice if somebody could invite me to one of those. But the players are going to be part of your community. They're not going to be part of some high-rise and swing in and swing out. I'll never forget my first year on tour, which was 6 or 7 years ago. We had just finished our season, and Halloween was 2 weeks away. And I said to a player who lives in Naples, isn't it going to be great to just sit home for a couple of months and do nothing? Because I don't do anything on the off season. And she said, oh, I'm flying to Portland next week. And I said, flying to Portland? She goes, yeah, I go trick-or-treating every year with my host family from Portland. Now see, we've been in Portland for 43 years. So these kids grow up with us, and we become sort of surrogate parents too, and some of you will even painfully use us as babysitters on an occasional night. But we'll become part of your fabric if you let us. I drove in here and saw 5 guys opening, so I promise I'll be part of that fabric when I'm back. But let us be more than a tour that swings in and swings out. Let us be something that you guys can get behind too. Make sure at the end of the time we've been here, you've met some of us. Because the life can look pretty cool on TV when I'm handing one of these women a huge cardboard check for more money than they ever thought they were going to make playing golf. But what they all do on Sunday night is go back, zip up that incredibly abused bag, take it to the airport, pay $400 in luggage fees, and fly to the next town. And that, quite frankly, isn't that fun. We're playing a Semester Tour event in my hometown this week, and 3 players are staying with me. And my wife always said, what should I do? What should I make? And I said, don't do anything different. Whatever you make, they eat. Whatever we cook at breakfast, just let them be part of a family, because their family is you. And if you help us, we'll make this a long-term stop. The thing that makes this event really special to me is we're around you already. Toledo is a long-term success. Meyer Classic in Grand Rapids was one of our best events the day it was launched. So I know we've got the fabric here already. Golf course-wise, I've only been here 10 minutes, and I should have brought my clubs based on the weather, but this is the heartland for golf, and it's really where we want to spend our time. We're going to bring players who represent 32 different countries when we come. So you're going to see flags driving down Travis Pointe that you probably haven't seen before. You might have to Google some photos to go, ooh, Taiwan. But you're going to realize that we're coming from all over the world. But these young women have come from all over the world to reach the top 150 in their class. Most of them live in the States. They're kind of going through a lot of maybe what you or your kids have gone through and going to school. This morning with Julia, it was funny, the interviewer said, where were you born, Julie? And she said, I was born in Italy. And he goes, you grew up in Italy? She said, no, I grew up in Kenya. He goes, wow, you grew up in Kenya? He goes, where'd you go to college? She said, Arizona State. And I remember thinking, that's the first tee. That's the first tee. It's Catherine Kirk from Australia, now living in Kansas, went to school, Pepperdine, sorry, blew that. But those are cool backgrounds. I mean, these are kids that are the most overachieving young athletes in the world. And if you have daughters, no pressure here, Ashley. But if you have daughters, I always make this comment. When I took the job as commissioner, one of the board members said to me, why are you doing this? And I said, I have 3 boys. And my 3 boys can turn on the TV 24/7 and watch their sports heroes. I mean, at 4 o'clock in the morning, you can watch LeBron highlight stuff if you want to. You can watch men's golf. You can watch almost anything. If you have a daughter, ask her what time today she can watch her sports hero on TV. It better be during an Olympic year, an LPGA event, or a WTA event, because other than that, it just doesn't happen. What we're most excited about, and this is the part where I'm totally blowing my time, but I can't help myself, I get excited. What we're most excited about is 5 years ago, we were on TV 200 hours and 20 countries watched us. This next year, we'll be on TV nearly 500 hours, and 170 countries by the end of time next year are watching us week in and week out. And we're talking about players who used to play for $35 million playing for $65 million. A long way from where we could and should be playing, but that's what's going on here. If you have daughters, bring them here. If you have daughters, have these women stay with you that week, because I promise you, you'll never see better role models than that. And if you have any influence on your company and you don't write some size check to this, shame on you. Because what you're going to find at the end of the first year is, we should keep this coming back. Now, that may sound like the ultimate sales guy, and I'm not shying away from that. I love this product. There's a reason why I'm doing this job. But if you think this is a golf tournament coming to your town, if you think this is just 144 great female athletes going to swing in and swing out, I promise you we're going to change your mind by that Sunday and Memorial Day. And don't wait for the first year to change this. Get involved, volunteer, house somebody, write a check, bring your customers out here, bring your high school golf team out here, but let us make a bigger influence than who had the best score on Sunday, or who got the check, or who did the interview with USA Today. This can be really special, and I can just tell by the room right now, if just the people in the room say, I'm in, we're going to be here for 20 years. I'm looking forward to it. I spit all over this thing, but be a part of it.
Thank you, Mike.